Hey guys, I'm back with another video, and yes, so it's the end of the year, so that means we do our like top whatever ranking videos on the channel here, and we're gonna kick it off with the top 8 best or favorite Bath & Body Works candles of 2024. The stipulation for this video is usually that they're brand new fragrances, or like at least new for the first time in 3-wick format is kind of the stipulation for this video, and that's kind of what I stick to. And so we'll do top 8 best. Normally I think I do 10, but honestly I was just like, I can barely even get to 8 of them, and I kind of don't want to just shove in 2 more candles like that I liked but half loved, that I just don't want to like shove it in here just to bulk it up. And I was like, I think the 8 is kind of where I want to cut it off and be done with it. And so that's what we did here, and then I'll probably do in my next video. I don't really like doing top whatever worst candles, because like every candle still has its own merit, or like, you know, like the fragrances aren't usually that like terrible or awful or rancid. It's more so like my top whatever most disappointing or underwhelming candles, ones that I were like excited for but then fell flat, or candles that just didn't like live up to what I thought the name and concept would be. That usually goes in another video, and so that'll probably be the next video I do, or sometime soon in the channel. And yes, so let's get into it. Ironically, I kind of know whether or not something like becomes a top whatever candle is if I repurchased it. And like I rarely buy backups anymore just because I have so many candles now. And like back in the day I used to like buy 6-packs of like stuff that I really love, like, you know, Pink Petal Tea Cake or Love Rose Vanilla. I almost never, I don't think I bought a single 6-pack this year. No 6-pack exists on any of these candles, but I think all of them I have a backup of in stock, so that's kind of like telling that, okay, I liked it enough to repurchase it, and so I think it should go in the list. Okay, cool. We'll work from number 8 to number 1. If you can guess my number 1, leave it in the comments down below, and you'll get a free digital internet gold star commented on your comment. Okay. Number 8, this one kind of just like slipped in there, and I was like, I actually kind of like this one. It's like, you know, you guys know, the Reddit users, you guys know I change my mind on a lot of candles, that I'll blast something on cold or whatever, but then I'll go to burn it and use it, and then kind of like when I burn it and use it on my own time, outside of the reviewing mindset, I'll really grow to enjoy something, and so I will indeed change my mind. And this one's one that I did change my mind on. At first I was disappointed, and like with marketing and candles, it's like, I think so much of the discrepancy or the dissatisfaction or the disappointment in a candle, I think so much of it comes from naming versus expectation. It's like, does this candle smell like what you would imagine the name to smell like? And because all fragrances are sort of subjective to begin with, and people like sort of like smell or have different reference points, it's kind of like, can this align the most closely to what the name is selling you? Or like whatever preconceived notion someone might have based on a name in comparison to an old name, all that kind of stuff. And so with that said, the context of it is pumpkin nut butter. And so the initial disappointment for this was that we were expecting something that would be adjacent to pumpkin peanut brittle, which then came out as roasted sesame in that like Asian heritage collection. And so we were hoping for something like that. And so that's what I bought this one, hoping it would be like a crunchy, I don't know, nutty type of fragrance or something like that, but it totally wasn't. And so this is pumpkin nut butter, which is pumpkin spice, creamy nut butter, and sprinkle of cinnamon. And the reason I actually enjoyed this one so much was because it was so strong, and I kind of had to just put like my preconceived notions of what I thought this fragrance would be aside, and just to sort of appreciate it for exactly what it was. And oh my god, I actually really ended up enjoying it. It is similar to their like pumpkin patch, pumpkin carving, or even their pumpkin clove, sweet cinnamon pumpkin, that type of like sort of like general pumpkin spice fragrance. But there is a creamy, like an almond spread note in here. And I think Sarita was saying like, hello, there's almonds on the packaging. But yeah, it's like, okay, maybe it's supposed to be, instead of it's supposed to be like a peanut butter or like a peanutty nutty fragrance, I think if you think of it as like an almond cream or almond spread, it's like, okay, yeah, I kind of do get that. It's like almond cream is the base, and then you get a like sort of brown sugar and spiced pumpkin spice fragrance in the vein of pumpkin patch or pumpkin carving. It's almost like they took pumpkin carving or pumpkin patch or heirloom pumpkin and then merged it with like a new almond cream, almond spread, almond like gooey butter note. And that's what you get from it. And it just makes for this really strong, awesome, robust, like sweet and juicy, like pumpkin spice fragrance that I actually really enjoyed. And it was an online exclusive in that limited vault drop. And so I bought 2 of them just because it was the new fragrance and because I thought I would like it more because it was going to be more closer to pumpkin peanut brittle. But like happy accident that I still end up buying 2 of them because I actually did enjoy this one, like aside from what the name said. I think like pumpkin almond cream or something, ooh, that would have like kind of hit the nail on the head of like what I imagined this to be. Yeah, I don't know. It's just really juicy and it's oh so strong and it just like burns great. So pumpkin nut butter right there. Number 7, I think this one kind of came out last year because it was a Candle Day replenishment series, but I don't think I put it in my video from last year, and it was I think it was like slated to be more of a 2024 release, so we'll just put it here. And it's Vanilla Coconut Surf right here, and that's what that looks like, and that's what that was. But then it came out like very similarly, like 90% repackaged at least as Whipped Honey and Vanilla in that like fall farmhouse collection or whatever we had, and that's what that looks like. And so they're kind of interchangeable. Sweet Vanilla, Coconut Waves, and Beechwood. This one was a backup indeed because I love the first one so much and I didn't know if it would like come back again or what the situation was because it was a Candle Day replenishment. But I think if you missed out on this one, although Whipped Honey and Vanilla is sold out at this point, that's kind of like the next best thing. But oh man, wow, this is so beautiful. This definitely has a, like almost a nutty coconut in it. Kind of like the coconut that you got from Honolulu Sun or whatever. But there's a perfumed floral that is coming from, I guess now we kind of know that why I probably like it so much is because it has blossoming neroli and honey in it. And there is a warmth to this that's coming from almost like a solar floral quality. And I guess that's where the neroli is coming in from the other one. And this one doesn't really say it, but it's that solar floral that I usually love so much. And that's mixed with like heaps of this like almost like nutty, warm coconut fragrance in there. And man, oh God, it's just absolutely beautiful. It's like not totally edible, but there's still an edible sweetness to it. It's like a coconut vanilla, but then the vanilla is almost like this orange blossom neroli honey vanilla that has a warm solar floral quality to it that's just absolutely beautiful. Just layered and nuanced and delicious. Oh my God, I love it. Especially because like coconut is like dime a dozen. We get the same old coconut over and over and over and over again, but this one is just like has all these like extra like layers to it that I really enjoy. And so I love this one. So Vanilla Coconut Surf right here. And it's like very close sibling. That is the Whipped Honey and Vanilla right here. Yeah, these are like, I mean, this one's burned and this one's brand new. Maybe this one has a little bit more of like a nutty coconut fragrance to it, but they're very, very similar. Okay. Number 6 is Gingham Glow. Oh my gosh. So this one kind of just got slept on or like flew under the radar, like especially even for me, was because it's like the summer season at Bath & Body Works is just so short and it just like gets like slipped under the rug among all the fall madness that it's just like summer releases just don't get the screen time that they deserve. And I feel like this was kind of one of those where it was like a summer release going into fall, and it's Golden Nectar, Marigold Petals, and Sun-Soaked Sandalwood. And I did need to repurchase this one as well. This one's just kind of annoying because it like sootted like crazy, but I can't discount how beautiful and amazing this fragrance is. Wow. Oh my God, beautiful. Another solar floral fragrance that has that, it says marigold in it, but it's very much that sort of orange blossom neroli type of white solar floral in it. It has that sort of like upscale sunscreen fragrance, or a lot of those like upscale like Tom Ford, what is it, like that Portofino, Neroli Portofino, or Soleil Blanc, like those type of like really trendy white solar florals that like back in the day, like it would be so hard to come by. Like I have loved orange blossom since day one on this channel, but you just can't get like orange blossom or rose for the longest time. But now that the whole trickle down is coming from the luxury market into the mass market of people looking to the luxury fragrances and getting them for cheaper, now orange blossom and rose and those more like high-end, traditionally like floral, perfumey quality notes are making their way down into mainstream, and I love that because it's like, oh my God, finally I can get like my orange blossom and rose candles. And this certainly has that like just juicy, like that sun-soaked sandalwood. It really has like this like sun-soaked warmth, like just the golden rays that you would get from the summertime. Just absolutely gorgeous, beautiful. The thing is, I like just grew tired of this fragrance because I had the shower gel and the pocket bag, and both are just so immensely strong that it's just like, wow. It's like one of those heady white florals that can give you a headache with how strong and almost like powdery they are, that I grew wary of the fragrance because of the other formats that I just never really, this just got lost in the shuffle. But I was just like old me, before we were inundated with a ton of like the white florals and the roses and stuff, like I would have like killed for this fragrance like maybe even like 5 years ago. So I was like, this has got to be in the top 8. So yeah, oh my god, gorgeous. Guillaume Glow right there. Number 5 is, we just didn't have many gourmand fragrances this year, or at least like new good juicy ones, and so this kind of kicks off like the gourmand kick. Although I guess the pumpkin nut butter and vanilla coconut. Pumpkin nut butter was certainly gourmand, but vanilla coconut surf is kind of in between. But yes, pumpkin s'mores. Oh my god, it's so freaking delicious. A fall fragrance, roasted marshmallow, melted chocolate, and pumpkin graham cracker. This was indeed a backup, so this is one's brand new. I had the core wicks on it. This one is weird because on cold, you get this like weird, like greasy Lay's potato chips. It literally smells like a bag of Lay's potato chips mixed with a slight like marshmallow fireside marshmallowy component, and then some kind of like crumbly brown sugar spiced graham cracker fragrance. And yeah, and just the combo on cold is kind of peculiar. It just like, it smells like potato chips with those other notes that I just talked about. But when you go to burn it, there's something just like toasty and scrumptious and delicious about it, that it's like not quite exactly what you would imagine a s'mores to be. But I don't know, it just kind of works. And it's just one of those weird, like endearing Bath & Body Works gourmand fragrances that it's just like, okay, like it just kind of works for it being one of those like novelty gourmand fragrances. And for that, I really enjoyed it. Yeah, it was just like a perfect, like almost like a Halloween October, like treats type of fragrance for like that Halloween treat season. Yeah, so pumpkin s'mores right there. I actually really enjoyed that one. Number 4, I've been wanting a new apple bakery fragrance from Bath & Body Works for so long. We had warm apple pie, but it's been like demoted to just a online exclusive. But as delicious as warm apple pie is, unfortunately the fragrance is like so light and unscented when you go to burn it, and so like that's just no good. And so I was like, you know what, I just really want, like we're probably not going to see apple crumble, and because like pumpkin apple is so similar to apple crumble, we probably won't see that one. Apple pumpkin pancakes and the you know, the Dutch apple waffles were such one-hit wonders that I was just like, we're probably not going to see that. But we did see a new one that was apple crisp, and I do think this one's actually new, even though it is yet another apple bakery fragrance from them. Caramelized apple, cinnamon crumble, and sugared oats. This was indeed a backup too. This one was like strong and great for me. Ooh, oh my god, yeah, this is great. It shares a similar, almost like this applesauce, like caramelized sweetened apple that you would get from both apple pumpkin pancakes and Dutch apple waffles, in the sense that both of those, because it was pumpkin and, I mean, it was pancakes and waffles, it was an apple that was like caramelized or drenched in maple syrup to make it more sweeter. And this has a similar caramelized apple note that kind of leans into that sort of maple plus apple or caramel apple fragrance. And for that, this had a similar note that I love so much, and so I enjoyed that. But when you do go to burn it, it actually does warm up, and you get like a really roasty, crumbly, like that sort of oat topping note in there. And one of the major qualms of like a apple bakery fragrance is that a lot of times it just leads into this like just a generic apple spice fragrance, rather than that distinct, warm, crumbly, crunchy bakery action that you want. And this does possess that like crunchy, crumbly, apple crumble type of bakery component that I enjoyed. It does go a little bit like a hair singed or burnt because of that sort of bakery component in there, but honestly it's like a trade-off I'm willing to take for it to evoke more of a bakery crumble fragrance rather than a generic apple spice. And for all those reasons, I actually really enjoy this one. I say if you are somebody who does like apple crumble or apple pumpkin pancakes or Dutch apple waffles, this is kind of that slot for it, and I'm appreciative of it. So apple crisp right there, so juicy. Number 3, so this has a fragrance that's been out before in body care many times, and we had that useless ass 7-ounce boxed candle, but we finally have it in a 3-wick, and I was so jazzed for it despite just the lazy ass packaging on this. What in the world? I just still can't. Like the sacrilege just to treat Forever Red like this, to have white wax, a plain silver lid, and just a rectangle label. Like what? I don't, yeah. But in any case, Fiery Pomegranate, Red Peony, Rich Vanilla Rum, and Oakwood. This was indeed a backup from Candle Day. Oh my god, beautiful, delicious, so glorious to finally have Forever Red in a 3-wick strong performing candle. It has a slow start at the beginning, but the more you go to burn it and the more it goes to burn, the throw does pick up, and it's absolutely exquisite and delicious. It's like a sophisticated, I think it's apple and pomegranate are the fruit notes mixed with a like floral perfume that has a vanilla lacing to it that makes it silky smooth and like velvety, and it's like this just beautiful slightly fruity floral, like sophisticated like a traditional department store perfume type of fragrance, but just so delicious. Wow, Forever Red right here. I think it's that sort of like marshmallowy vanilla rum that like is intertwined throughout the fragrance, that gives it like this extra depth and sweetness that take it from being that usual boring, I don't want to say boring, but the usual expected fruity floral body care that we get from BBW into something a little bit more like just juicy and awesome. So Forever Red right there, free and love it. Number 2, and this one was one I like, again, bashed on cold because I was like, oh, this is so generic and boring. Who needs another generic ass vanilla cookie fragrance? But whoa, when you go to burn it, this one just gets really awesome and juicy too. And it's Danbury Shortbread right here, which I think the box that this comes in shipments says Blackberry Angel Food Cake. And I mean, I guess when you go to smell it, there could be a like a berry note that's making it a little bit sweeter and like just brighter. Maybe that's why I like it, but there is a fluffiness to this, and strangely enough, the icon on the packaging here shows a like layered cake rather than cookies, I think. But in any case, with vanillas, almond, and sugar crystals, yeah, it smells like a generic kind of like vanilla cake fragrance that has like a vanilla cake or vanilla cookie type of fragrance is what this is. But when you go to burn it, it's just like the most like just awesome, like buttery, delicious, rich, like cookie bakery fragrance. And it's like a basic vanilla, but executed very well. And it has that sort of like je ne sais quoi that berry waffle cone has, in the sense of it having that sort of realistic baking in the oven feel. This also possesses that extra tidbit that makes it that sort of like, there's just something about it that makes it a little bit more mouth-watering than just a generic run-of-the-mill bakery fragrance, and it's just friggin' excellent. So Danbury Shortbread right there, it's always strong and awesome and performs great. So yeah, that was a backup for sure. I think I end up with like either 3 or 4 of those. Yeah, cool. And lastly, number 1 is yet another bakery fragrance, Main Street Bakery. Wow. And so this one at first, when you heard the name on it, you were just like, well, what is that going to be? I certainly didn't think it was going to be a banana fragrance, but boy, am I happy it ended up being a banana fragrance. Fresh banana, vanilla wafers, and cinnamon sugar. I think this is supposed to be like a spin-off of like the Magnolia Bakery banana pudding thing that like I guess blew up all over the internet or whatever it was. But in any case, it's like a banana pudding fragrance is what it is. You get this most delicious whipped juicy sweet like banana pudding fragrance that is just like, oh my god, it's so divine. This is also very mouth-watering too. And so you get this whipped creamy banana pudding note mixed with just the right amount of like a vanilla wafer cookie bakery essence like underneath it, and it's like literally all it is. It's a banana pudding fragrance, but just so delicious. And like the thing is, banana can go like Laffy Taffy or artificial or like burnt and nasty, like in a like a stale nuts way, like think of like banana bundt cake. Smells great on cold, but when you go to burn it, there's that same sort of burnt nut note that you get from pumpkin pecan waffles. This does not do that. Like this has such a fluffy whipped lightness to it, to the banana pudding, that it's just like so delicious. And it's like strong, it's great. It even came out again later in the fall time. So we got it in the spring one here, and then we also got it in the fall time, which I didn't even buy as much as I am raving about this. But I have this one, and I have one more. I think that's enough. It's just like, especially with all the new stuff that comes out every single year. But yeah, I did really enjoy this one. And like, yeah, I love a good banana fragrance, and so it was just fun to get a banana fragrance that was executed so well and that was still different enough from all the other bananas that we've had before, and like possibly my favorite banana fragrance that I think I've gotten from them. Yeah, just excellent. Wow. Main Street Bakery right there. And okay, I think that is it. Top 8 of 2024. Let me know your thoughts. Were any of these your top favorite? All the stuff that you want to talk about, put it down in the comments down below, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.